Just gonna do a quick sound test, making sure I got somebody on YouTube here, making sure. Yes, indeed, staying at home and receiving people's lives. Please continue to shelter in place. I'm pretty sure everybody's phone is freaking out in the same manner. Sorry about that. All right, team. I can assume that we're doing good right now. Chuck, you got that? Sweet.
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. So I'm not wearing my gear right now because I'm going to be doing some more style workouts. And it's a little bit warm in the gym right now. When I start to show more jiu-jitsu stuff, or when I want to look pretty with my gi on, I'll put it on. But for the meantime, I'm going to be doing a harder style warm-up. But even before I do a harder style warm-up, I kind of always do the same little routine that I do, side-to-side kicks, just getting all the layers of the body moved up. So I'm still going to do that. So I'm going to do 10 side kicks and 4 kicks. You want to follow along with the workout, it might remind you of some of the times that maybe I ran comp class once or twice, and it's going to resemble like how my first academy videos and MMA style workout. Basically, just try to get you tired, because back in the day, with the absence of technique, you had to be in good shape. And back then, we were in good shape, that's for sure. So just start out, side to side. Okay, super young. Amazing how long or how fast 10 years can go by. It just never stop, but we don't have much of an option these days. Wrong my hips, that's not good. You're gonna see me sweating. Some point right here. I make sure to clean my hair up. Still in the same frame of mind, quarantine jiu-jitsu, trying to do as many solo exercises as we can. I left some out on the post, so we'll be doing that as well. I couldn't get shit too. All right, get those arms warmed up, P90X style. Just have a lot of time on my hands. I used to go to the gym and there was nobody there and your owner would be there. And we would just be doing P90X together, thousands of sit-ups and crazy amount of muscle confusion, as they'd say. I'm not a spokesperson for it, but it's definitely a good system. Wide, there's a twist. I'm already sweating, I'm glad I don't have my gi on now. But it's around, don't worry. For that matter, I should have worn shorts. Don't want to be wardrobe changing too much. I'm just going to do some basic stretches. Arms up to the air, hips forward, big breath in, exhale out. I like to use my hands to support a little bit, back hurting. Reach down towards the toes. I can reach all the way down, but it is what it is. Big breath in, exhale out. You can walk out depending on your space. I'm going to just stay in the shot here. Head angles low. Hips up in the air, press the tops of your feet down to the ground. You can do this stretch really wrong. Maybe I'm still doing wrong and yoga instructors tell me. Big breath in, exhale out, diving in. This is just our warm-up. Pre-warm-up to workout. Lean back to our pose. Gonna get some quick leg stretches. So we're gonna be doing some squats, some jump squats, sprawls. Probably keep it as simple as possible, nothing too crazy. Not simple, but it's gonna be rough. Nothing like too technical, rather. Hopefully you're not on the second floor of an apartment or something. Anything that's jumpy or crazy, substitute it with something else. All of us are blessed with backyards and mats. Seeing people having lots of good setups. Luckily, I still have access to the gym here and can move around and jump around like a crazy monkey that I have. Hopefully explore. Just look at basic stretches. Not holding it for more than 15-20 seconds. Up. I like to go lean forward. Always remember big breath in, exhale out, locking your breath to your movement. Every time you breathe, you should stretch just for a little bit further. Butterfly. I remember really flexible too, so I can turn my shoulders this way. I necessarily have to do it, I just have to get extra stretches. Last thing, bring your legs over the head as gently as possible. Look one way or the other to alleviate that pressure. Figure out which side is more stored than the other. Once again, don't expect everybody to be able to throw their knees over their head. Oh, it's an ability. Kind of get you in trouble. All right. Shake everything out. Shake everything out. So timer really isn't going to be a factor on this. So I'm basically just going to kind of wing it on this and just see how tired I'm going to get. But I'm basically going to be doing sets on our legs, sets for our abs, sets for the chest, right? Like everything the whole time we're going to be bouncing on our toes, right? I'm bouncing on my toes. If you want to just look at me and laugh at me and watch my workout, but I got to stay in shape too. So the whole time bouncing on our toes. I'm just going to call some things out. That's go high knees and kick my knees up to about my hip line. Just got to zone out and just think about your breathing. Body doesn't have much of a choice. Hands at your butt, do a picture. Just being able to run, I can't really demonstrate running. Be kind of funny if I was just running in a circle in and out of the frame or not. Arms up in the air. Together. All right, forward zombie. Airplane. All right, I'm going to do a set of 10 squat jumps. I like to come all the way down, kind of like a frog. I'm going to push myself all the way down, up 10 times. And at the end of every set, just go bouncing. That was nothing. And I might call sprawl rather than, I might call increments of sprawls out. But right now, I'm just going to say sprawl one time and I'll sprawl. So that's kind of the harder way to sprawl. You don't like to sprawl too hard. Just go hands down, shoot your legs out, always wide base, push yourself back up. You're going to see me moving all crazy. Hopefully, I won't be making too much moves. Sprawl, head down. Sprawl, head down. I'm always moving, always moving. Obviously, I always do it in the shop. Sometimes I'm circling this way, circling that way. Sometimes I move forward, sometimes I move backwards. Just bouncing, just to get tired. All right, I'm going to drop down to my back. I'm going to do 30 bicycles. Elbows to knees, 2 equals 1, 30. That's the end of that. You want to get technical, rock yourself up, hand, foot, bring yourself back up. Nice technical stand. I'm going to explain more about that because I'm actually going to show some stuff on the wall. All right, I'm going to do 10 sprawls in a row. I'm not going to like it, but we're going to do stuff we don't know like right now. still moving, still moving. Arms in the air. All right, we do some sets of push-ups. We do 30 push-ups. Up and moving. Sorry, I lost count. Kind of did. At least 30 might went over. Oh, there's a slick. Good thing. Sprawl. All right, we'll go to our back. Scissor kick. Now to the back. Straight legs. 2 equals 1 again. 30. Go down, so back up, you guessed it, moving. All right, knees again. Heels again. All right, let's do 20 squat calf raises, nothing too big there. Back down to our hip line, on our toes. I like to look above the equator, keeping our balance. Once again, keep our nose, exhale through our mouth. You really gotta give some of those fitness instructors credit to be able to talk and work out at the same time. A lot of them are just walking around there. And more. Get that back straight. I'm moving. I'm tired, sir. It's working. All right, I'm gonna do 10 burpees. Probably gonna be good enough because I still show some jiu-jitsu related. 10 burpees, I'm gonna cool down from that. Put my gi on, we'll get some jiu-jitsu. All right, just 10 more. All right, we go to the back. Streamer. Oh, cool. Heart rate down. Still nothing. And that back. On that back. Side to back. Switch. So it's pendulum motions. Don't have yourself any power. Side to side. As needed. All right. Not sure if anybody's shown this one yet, but obviously we've all been here before, or maybe it's your first time seeing this, who knows? Just gonna do some spider guard drills while I'm still trying to manage to get my breath back. So I'm gonna go good push and pull with our feet here, okay? So if I have no tension here, this isn't gonna be really good here, okay? So try to find that Goldilocks zone where you see yourself scarecrowing somebody, this being the elbow joint, right? Sometimes you can think about using your feet like monkey feet. And I want to reach up in such a way where I have that good tension. I'm pushing with my legs, never past that 100% point, right? Not locking my knees out, somewhere like 90%. And I'm also pulling down, pushing and pulling. Equal opposite forces, counter forces in Jiu Jitsu. Very, very important. Okay. The first thing we can practice is going straight in one leg, bend the other. Notice how I'm kind of looking towards that side. And that's just how we're doing it for now. I'm going to switch side to side on this. Right? Look towards the side that I'm stretching, left leg, right leg, look towards the side I'm stretching. As much as we possibly can, try to think about keeping our arms tight as opposed to reaching out like so here. So have a nice push and pull. 1, 2, 1. All the while keeping the tension. That first drop. All right, while we're at it, while we still have semi-identical hooks here, okay, we don't want identical hooks on this. They're kind of the easiest ways to get past from the spider guard position. Okay, so instead of looking the way that I'm stretching, I'm actually going to kind of do the opposite. So I'm going to push down. I'm going to lean my foot down to the ground, kind of like I would put my foot on the ground for a hip escape, foot on the hip, anything hip escape related. And I'm going to put my leg up in the air here. And imagine that this is somebody's arms. If you're starting to tilt their head over their arm, well, that equals you're probably going to be getting them off balance. So this is a very useful motion. Press down, go on the other side. Press down, look to the other side. Press down, tilt to the other side. Press down, tilt to the other side. Press down, tilt to the other side. Tilt, tilt, tilt. From here, there are directly sweeps from here too. Right? That's a cool little thing that you can practice if you want to. Right? Usually, I probably go down here. Right? I'm turning it down. Boom. Take them this way. Either way, kind of feels interesting. If I take them here, somehow they come back on top. Well, that should be a triangle position right there. Anyway, let's go and do the hardest one here. Okay. So you're definitely going to be hearing some Gumbyisms here. Okay. I'm going to go stretch with my push and my pull. That's my pull there. My leg outside, inside here. Okay. Push, pull, outside, in. Push, pull, outside, in. Depending on how your grip is feeling, you might need to adjust it. Push, pull, outside, in. If you're not that flexible, you might be able to bring it to this halfway point. But when you bring your lasso over, definitely pull that thing down to your hip. Not everybody's as flexible. It's going to be all right. Boom. If I'm not flexible enough, here, then I pull that thing down. Pull. Sometimes that's crazy motion to make that spine. I can go around. So I would do our windshield wipers, streamer, turning, same old way. And you can still practice opening, trapping there, whichever side you prefer to hit your triangle on that. All right, just need a quick sip of water. I'll get my gi on. Now, well, actually, no. I have a couple of things I'll show without my gi really quick, but I still need water. Okay. I let myself cool down, but I'm gonna get myself all worked up again. Okay, so I'm gonna do kind of another, it's kind of a game. It's stuff I've done with my kids, but it's also good for adults. Okay, but I kind of have to talk about what I'm gonna do in the meantime here. So everybody should already know what a sprawl is. I've kind of explained it. If you want to do a lazy sprawl, hands go down to where your chest is, shoot your legs out. But in general, you should be just dropping your hip down, and they grab your leg. You should always be driving your hip down, right? And sprawling over whoever's trying to grab your leg. So that's just a brief explanation of sprawl. But I want to talk about our shots. We're going to talk about the basics of the shot and should carry us through all this. Okay, so I'm going to do what's called the duck walk. So starting on my knees, it's not just helping for takedowns or wrestling scenarios. It actually helps us pass and do all kinds of other things on the ground, long step, driving forward, a bunch of different things. So we're going to have one leg forward, whichever way you decide to go on this. Okay, so I'm going to have the leg up. I'm just going to move myself here. I'm going to drive one knee down, and I bring the other knee up. Drive one knee down, bring the other up. All right, now I'm going to spin on my knee, which is going to be a skill that I'm going to be trying to help everybody out with here in a second. So you can kind of practice that when you're on the ground. So go one leg up, one leg down, one leg up, one leg down, one leg up, one leg down. I can spin on my knee, but actually in this case I should have spun this way. That's fine. I'll show you why we're going to do that in a second. So basic duck walk, front and forward, pivoting on my knee. Whoa, there, a little spin. On my knee, pivot on my knee, pivot on my knee, and now pivot my right leg here. Need some momentum of the swinging here. Turn the other side. Okay, so that's the basic shot there. If you're not sure what shot is or what duck walk is, so this is going to be the harder version. I'm going to be preferring us to practice it. When I'm going to be practicing mostly, I'm doing this little drill. Okay, so once again, one leg forward, one leg back. Same principles apply, but I just have the other leg up at this point. So front knee drives down, other leg comes up, and ideally, I should push myself up and be set up for the other side. I'm going to do the same leg from this angle here. One leg up, one leg down. Let me drive down. This leg stays extended. We never want both knees to touch. You're going to use power. On a connection to the ground. Now I drive up to the other side here. Let me go to the other side. One leg drives down. Other leg comes up. And now I'm set up for the other side. If you want to get a little bit more fancy with this, not necessarily fancy, but I'm always going to be trying to turn an angle and kind of make a 180. Try to turn around, make people less effective to stop a takedown. I'm going to drive forward, right? And if I can, I want to be able to spin and turn here. Imagine if I was facing my partner, well, now I'm on the side of him, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to defend because I've changed my angle at this time. So always remember, you want to keep your opponent between your arms, right, and between your legs, and the opposite is so for me. I always want to get outside of my opponent's vision, outside of their arms, outside of their legs, all that good stuff. I'm going to show on this side again. Grab my left leg forward, boom, and if I decide, a lot of time, circle, grabbing an invisible leg. At this point, I'm driving side leg, pushing my side leg, which is very effective, as opposed to just moving them backwards, which is a little bit more effective, the hop. Okay, so once again, so I'm going to be calling out these three things. I'll just keep it to two things right now. I don't want to add the long step. You want to make things more complicated for yourself. If you have your own free time, you can add the long step in there. Because after the sprawl, logically, I would usually like the long step around my opponent's steps. But I'm just going to play a little game, shoot, and sprawl. Okay, so maybe some of you that teach kids might be able to remember this game at some point. It's funny to get the kids moving, and also you can use the balance ball for that too. I'll probably show whoever is worried about that later. So we're the same old thing. We bounce on our toes, and I'm going to say shoot. You're going to shoot, right? And within the shot, I'm going to say sprawl, because who knows when you shoot, sometimes as you're getting up, the guy might shoot on you, so you might have to sprawl right away, or you might have to sprawl right away, and who knows, get back up and shoot. It all depends on your mentality, but it's a lot of energy. Either or, we have to practice that technique and get that cardio. So you see wrestlers just working out constantly. They do way better cardio than we do. We are very lackadaisy lately. We need to get back to an elevated level. So I'm bouncing. I'm not necessarily showing my play, right? Depending on how you feel, you know, one leg forward, one leg back. But sometimes I'm just shooting a neutral stance because I might be ready for my sprawl. And also don't want to show my play. Okay. So I'm just going to say shoot and sprawl and see how this works out. Okay. So shoot, boom, spin my angle. See how I did that 180? That's really good. You know, when you're trying to shoot on a guy, you want to shoot back, sprawl. Shoot. Maybe shot didn't work. Move back up, right? Shoot. A little bit better. I prefer shooting with my left leg. All depends on how you're feeling, right? I was explaining how I like have my left leg forward and hitting a double leg there, right? Sprawl. Shit. Shit. Use myself. Shit. Angle. Angle. Shit. Other version. Shit. Grappling. Oh, long step. Sorry, I messed it up. All right, let's do that. Give me a quick little breather, team. You need to adjust. Sorry, team, just one moment. Just gotta move our setup just about a couple degrees. But here's my voice pretty good at that point. Go. There you go. It's looking pretty decent. Okay, team. I'm gonna show a couple of things that I left out yesterday. Didn't have quite enough time to show, or not yesterday, on Monday. Still getting my wind back. So I showed a bunch of ways that I like to practice the side control motions that Gumby likes to teach around here. Just gonna kind of review that without the post really quick. Okay. So Gumby likes to go whatever side your opponent's on, one leg up, one leg down, hip escape style. Okay. So bearing in mind with ground fighters, okay, my connection to ground is very, very important. I would never have both legs down. Having both legs up is a thing too, right? I can show an escape with that, but somebody who really knows what they're doing, they can drive their knee under your blood. It becomes very, very hard to escape traditionally to guard if that's what you're trying to do. Okay, so we're starting with one leg up, one leg down, and I'm going to choose the side that I want to escape to, which is this side here. Okay, reach out with my foot. That's the first thing that happens through the ground, through my ankle, my knee, my hip. Bring my shoulder up. Now I'm sideways here. Okay, so it's very, very important that our knee and our foot are facing the direction that we want to escape. Okay, facing the mat here. See how it's scraping along the ground here? But just subtly, if I'm trying to escape with my toes and my knee are up, that's going to be kicking into something. Okay, you'll see that here in a second. Okay, so because the pole isn't going to move, I only have to move out a little bit, right? And it's always like 1 or 2, 3 motions on this. Okay, and all the while trying to think about keeping my arms tight on this. Okay, so let's see how I'm going to be able to do this with my post here. I'm very, very lucky that this is about the same length as my hip to my armpit here. Okay, so it's a very perfect example of the space that you never want to give up to your opponent, right? Because I did a lot of bad decision making to let this happen, okay, or mismanagement or reaching or whatever the situation is. Okay, so I'm kind of starting. It's maybe hard for you to see, but what I'm doing on that side is I'm starting with my arm here. Okay, and believe me, if you've ever been in somebody's side control, you were reaching, you're doing something stupid, and you gave your armpit space up. Okay, so the first thing that you always need to do is get this back. Okay, because I want to hip escape on my left side, if I do not have my left armpit space, this will be an impossibility. Okay, I have to do some other crazy stuff that I wouldn't want to do. Okay, so just in general, if I can keep my elbow and my knee together here, they shouldn't really be able to pass the guard. And if I have this good connection to the ground, and on Monday too, I was showing how I might be able to recover. And there are sets of guard from here, but I wouldn't want them to pass the other side. A lot of time we're opening up, sometimes keeping both barriers. But anyway, so we're in the extreme where we don't want them to have this space. So we always got to get it back. So I'm just going to move to the other side. Here we go. Okay. Most of the time, people are going to pass on this side, just based on all that predictable stuff that I was talking about. If you're right-handed, you tend to pass to your left. That's my side on this side here. Okay. So I started with the post or whatever it is, controlling my armpit space. Always want your armpit space back. So I got that. At the very least, that's the first thing that we do. Now I'm concentrating on my connection to the ground and becoming a peak, right? Just like I was talking about on Monday, I didn't quite get to this. So flat surface on flat surface, you're going to get flattened, right? You don't want to ever stay flat. You want to become a peak. So they cascade to one side or the other a little bit easier on that. Okay, so I'm reaching out, turning myself to this side. So see how my toes and my knee are on the mat at this point. Okay, this is great because this is scraping along the mat and you're going to be escaping under your opponent. But watch if I suddenly just kind of do this wrong, especially if I didn't do any escape. See if my toes and my knee are facing up. If I'm kicking the post, that means I'm kicking my opponent's body. I don't want to kick my opponent's body. Okay, I want to escape through whatever space is there. It's usually the hip space or the space just slightly past your opponent's knee. Okay. So because the post doesn't move, I only have to do so many motions, but it's good to practice a couple of motions here. Okay, staying sideways. Now I'm going to push off the ground and bring myself in. Okay, I'm going to push off the ground and bring myself in. I want to keep my connection to the ground at this point. Okay, a lot of people have problems with this. I used to have problems with this for a long time. Tend to throw the leg up, and I know I should throw the leg up over here, right? But in this side control recovery scenario, it's very, very important to keep your connection to the ground. Because the moment I start taking my connection away, any good bulldozer passer or a guy like Dar is going to just throw your legs over. One of the last times I rolled with him, I remember this happening very vividly, and it's just because of this one detail here. Okay. So as much as possible, I want to try to keep contact here. This last part is really hard for people because I think it's just one basic motion, but it's an extreme motion because I have one hip or one shoulder up. Now I got to bring the other hip up. Okay. I don't know it's just a really difficult motion for people because you're on one side, you got to get completely to the other. It's just always difficult for people. It's just difficult in general, especially when somebody's controlling you. But I always like to say, like, if you can get these motions down on your own, but also just imagine how hard it is with an opponent as opposed to you doing that on your own. Okay, so it's very good to be able to get these motions on your own. Last little thing is I'll square my hips up. Sorry, I was talking a lot. So it's technically kind of three motions, always. Never just, there can be a 1-2 motion, but there really is like that third motion there. Okay, reaching out, hip and shoulder. Right now, I've probably escaped enough, but it's always good to just escape a little bit more. I'm going to push off the ground, and I want to get back to that thing that I was just talking about, people like cockroach here. Elbows and knees together, I didn't say cockroach, but every time somebody's trying to pass the guard, I was like, be a cockroach. And the connection to the ground is good, but sometimes I might be here playing guard with grips, and this might be a good scenario for me too. So I'm here, I'm going to push off the ground, bring myself square, windshield wiper, right? Because it's hard for me to move my leg otherwise. And now I square up here. I'm going to do it to the other side before I set my timer on this. I'm going to start with the armpit space taken away. Get your armpit space back. Now it's my left leg because the post is on my left side now, right? Reach out, hip and shoulder come out. And I'm just keeping this here. And furthermore, too, for the next thing, we'll be reaching for underhook. But just for right now, I'm just worried about this barrier here. Okay, push off the ground and bring myself tight. So I was sideways one way. I got to turn myself sideways the other way. Windshield wiper my leg and bring myself in here. So I'm just going to do this for 1 minute, side to side. It looks like I'm getting through this about as fast as I think I am. Sorry, what am I doing here? Looking for a timer. There it is. Just a minute, side to side. One leg up, one leg down. Side, bring yourself in. Windshield wiper, square. Again, armpit space. Bring yourself out, sideways. Push yourself in. Windshield wiper, square. Space. Out. Bring yourself in. Windshield wiper. Obviously, I have to cheat a little bit with the scenario. I can put my foot on the wall. There we go. Sweet. All right, we're gonna do another side control motion, which is getting up to the turtle position here. So it's sweet that I have this frame of reference here, just these corners here, because I want to escape out in such a way where I end up north-south to the post, not perpendicular like side control is, okay? Because For a long time, as I was describing on Monday, I used to do this wrong a lot. You're just trying to get up the turtle from here. This isn't really a good turtle for me because basically what I'm saying is hip riding. Okay, we have to make a different motion. So the same way we were doing tracking ourselves out, right? That's where I'm going to go. But for some reason, usually because they're blocking my hip or whatever the scenario is, maybe you just prefer wrestling just in general. I can't go move towards my opponent. So if you can't move into something, you have to move away, right? And especially if I'm here and I'm just trying to get up, you're never going to move up into this. Like, I'll never be able to get up. It's just the way things work. But if I stay down and move away, this is going to be different, okay? So the way that I'm tracking myself out, so right now I can tell that this corner is in line with this foot here. This is very, very important because when I escape, I know my foot is going to stay where it is. My other leg is going to go to the other side here. Okay. Some notes on how you might do this wrong. If you're too close, you might take your own foot out. And also, we might do this thing where this starts to pass under, but then our instincts take over and we start to take our connection away. Okay. Anybody who knows what they're doing, they'll bring your leg right back to where it was because you lost your connection to the ground. Granted, it might still happen too, even if you do have a connection, but at least you gave yourself a fighting chance on it. Okay. So what am I talking about here? So I'm going to do this with the toes. Same old thing for the most part, but now, subtly, this far hand, I'm going to go right here. Right now, subtly too, I have the post in between my hands. Okay. So I want to escape out in such a way where I'm going to be kind of stretching my arms out and reaching for those legs. Okay, because generally that's what we're going to be looking for to help us bring ourselves up. But it's going to seem a little unnatural because I don't have anything to really grab. I'm just going to try to keep this in between my arms here. Okay, so I can tell once again my foot is in line with this post here. Okay, with this corner. So when I escape my leg under, see, while keeping my connection to the ground, I transfer from my heel to the ball of my toe. It was basically, from your whole connection, you were here, ball of my toe to stay with a connection, stay both toes connected. Right now, I'm going to choose my head to one side or the other because my head's more on this side. I'm going to put my head more to this side because we're going to be going for our baiana or our double leg. It's just Portuguese for double leg here. Okay. Or you can just bring yourself up to a normal turtle, but because we're in this scenario, I'm going to go here, head to one side, right leg up, and I'm going to drop. My post doesn't move, so I'm just going to go and move on to the next thing here. So I'll go to the other side, just for symmetry. Always nice and tight. Bar hand, reaching. Now my left leg is down, where before my right leg is up because it was on my other side. Reach out, right? So I can tell that my foot is about in line with this scenario here. Sometimes you might need to move out a little bit more. Keep my foot connected. So what we're just looking for is keeping your connection to the ground. Okay? Keep your connection to the ground, keep your connection to the ground, keep your connection to the ground. Bring myself up. And I go. So this one's going to take a bunch of energy, but that's fine. I'm going to do this for everybody. And if you remember, I've definitely said this is not my preferred method of going about my side control escape, but for some of us, it might be your go-to because some guys are just so strong that we can't stop you from coming up and grabbing the leg. It's definitely super annoying. But there's always two sides of the story. As much as you hate maybe doing a move, you need to be in love with countering that move. Okay. So another minute of this. If you have the space, if you have a human to do so. I know this is a very unique scenario for me. All right, what am I doing? I'm going to turtle, escaping out, 1, 2, sometimes it's 3 motions. Escape, these. 5. Suddenly. Big core motion to get up to. Big core motion. Oh, the other side. Oh, should have left the knee off. Come on, man. What'd I do to you? Oh, I went to the wrong side. That's okay. Oh, no, I didn't. Big. All right. So that's about all we can do with side control, but I have another one that I want to show. So this has to do with if you're dealing with a big guy, somebody you can't close your guard with. might even be somebody you just don't want to have a close guard against. There's definitely a time in my career where, well, maybe it's still now too, but been trying to go backwards. You know, as you say, when you get your black belt, you kind of move backwards. But then, you know, you become a master of the basics, or I feel like I have to track back and make sure you know everything, which is very, very true. But anyway, sort of losing my train of thought. But we're gonna make sure that we can have some sort of guard structure for when somebody is too big and can't close our guard. Some sort of like technical way to get up and escape from that position. All right, so we're here. We got the post between our legs, but I don't know if anybody has had a situation where you feel like you can't close your guard. Right now, I just can't close my guard because it's just not possible. So I'm imagining that there's somebody big here. Okay, so it's very similar to what I was showing with the hip escape, right? So I'm going to go hip escape, right? And I'm imagining that my knee is going to go under my opponent's elbow to the inside. Now I've gotten to the inside there. Okay, and a lot of time I have this arm up. This other leg might be getting pushed down or stacked on. Well, I'm just going to put my foot on the fictional hip or whatever it might be, right? So I have these two barriers. So I'm going to be starting to get up. I'm not going to be doing the exact same thing that I showed on Monday. I'm basically going to be pushing myself away to a seated guard position where I can make my opponent chase me. Okay, so I'm here, and I'm just going to use my two connections here, my third connection, and I'm going to basically push off and get myself to a seated guard position. Push off, I'm going to bring myself to a seated guard position, just like that. Definitely just going to be practicing one side on this, just to not confuse anybody. Boom, boom. Maybe it's just not to confuse myself. Boom, here we go. A lot of time I might have my thumb inside the collar, right? There might be reasons to do this scenario too, where we might roll, right? But right now, I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want to bait him to smash me. Watch. At the same time I'm coming up, I got two connections to the ground, and I push myself away here. Okay. Well, let's just try to do this side here before I set the timer here. Well, it's the same old thing. Outside, inside, here, right? So if you don't know anything on your bad side, you should at least know that. Okay. All right, team. I think I'm gonna set the timer for 2 minutes on this one because this one I feel is very important for some of the little people in the audience, little men or women. Definitely need it. All right. Hip escaping. I just know that traditional guard stuff isn't gonna work. I know I need to get up and mobile, right? I'm not gonna stay down for long. Gotta get ourselves up, right? Sometimes I'm thinking drag. Well, in this case too, we practice my drag motion too. You don't need anybody to practice your drag motion. Well, collar drag anyway. Arm drags are a little bit harder. Outside, inside, push, up, bring myself back. This side, bring myself there. You know, I had the collar, down, changing my angle. The other side, outside, inside, blocking. I don't know, it's too big. Well, I got this collar, out, bring myself where I gotta go. This side, this side, this side, this side. Generally, the first thing I'm going to do against a big person is think collar drag, arm drag, any drag, technical stand up with the arm drag, all kinds of things. All right. Just need to get a quick sip of water. I'm going to cool everybody down. Definitely need a quick sip of water. routine, really important to cool down. I'm basically gonna do the same thing that I did before, is to cool down. I don't think I can ever do side kicks enough. Gonna move the camera over here so see some stretches against the wall. There we go, that works. Oh, reveal. Go behind the curtain. So I usually like to do these at the end of training. Get my butt as close as I can to the wall. Basically like gravity, do some work, and kind of everybody's dead usually. Cool that heart rate down. I usually go through these at least twice, because you know you should be able to stretch a little bit further on the second one. I'm gonna go one leg in the center, opposite across. Flat, flat. Good workout for me. I definitely got a sweat on. Switch them legs. Center. Use your knee pants if you haven't gone to kind of cheat a little bit too. Switch it again. Go back the opposite direction. Switch again. Just gonna do the basic kind of cool down stretches here. Get used to my new angle here. Arms up. Reaching down. As you exhale, never hold breath. Walk out to our hands and our feet. Push ourselves up. As you can see, I'm very sweaty, did a lot of work. So one leg in the center, like so. Switch it up, switch my angle up. Sometimes I like to flex my toes on this, sometimes I like to go flat foot, kind of up to you. Collapse yourself right into this position here. I like omoplata. I like to lean this way sometimes. If you're fancy, you can reach behind. Switch. I'm gonna go one leg over, opposite across. Switching it up. Thanks for sticking around, watching me sweat. Sorry, I didn't really go too long, kind of gas myself out a little bit. Appreciate everybody sticking around. Hopefully everybody's nice and well fed and rested and getting ready to move back into normal life, whatever that may seem like. Okay. Appreciate everybody. See you next time, next week.